Hey guys, how y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name's David and I fix RVs, and today we're going to be installing a tankless water heater that is not a Girard. Let's get started. This is the water heater that we're going to be installing. This is the Fogati Instra Shower Ultra. It's a 66,000 BTU water heater. The water heaters that I normally install, it's the Girard tankless water heater, and I believe that one is around 42,000. This water heater has a mixing bowl built into it, which puts it in direct competition with the Truma water heater, which is, currently considered to be the best water heater you can get, but it's also the most expensive. This water heater is much cheaper, and it does pretty much the same thing. Let's get started. I searched all around inside the RV looking for access to the back of this water heater, but turns out it's right in there. I believe it is anyway, as I've opened this hatch up, and right now I can see a little hatch right there with a couple screws on it, so I'm going to remove those screws, and hopefully it's going to give me enough room to access the plumbing and the water behind the water heater. Well, it's not much, but I'll take it. It is definitely going to be difficult reaching around in there. I don't think you guys are even going to be able to watch this part. I need to turn off the water and the propane before we remove the water heater. what it looks like in there. Now if you have this style of connectors, a lot of times if you move this stuff around, these clamps here, they get loose and you can get some leaks right here at these seams. So before I install the new water heater, I'm just going to go around and tighten up all those clamps just in case, because I've ran into this several times, you know, and it's a lot easier to do this now before I install the water heater. And when you take the plumbing and the propane out of your original water heater, the new one, it's going to be completely different. And the way I like to make it easy to put all this stuff back together is with some adapters. And I'll show you right here, flexible lines. Like I'm going to use an adapter to make my gas flexible. And then the water lines are also going to be flexible. I'll show you how I do that real quick here. Let's see, for the propane, you're going to have this here. What I've got is I've got a coupling. So I'm just going to put this coupling in here. I'm just going to put this coupling in here. If I can get it in. Now that'll make it really easy to hook up the propane. Then for the water lines, this is what I'm going to be using. First I'm going to thread this into there, and I will extend it out with a little bit of PEX. Just need a little piece. Let me cut that in half because I've got to make two of them. Kind of feeling it to see if it's soft enough to get my PEX adapter in there, and I think it is. There we go. Now we thread these guys in here. And then we do the same thing here. I'm going to put another one of these on here. And then when I'm done, this flexible hose will thread onto this on one end, and then the other end will go to the water heater. Now before I go any further, since I've got this all set up, I'm going to go ahead and hook my hose up to both ends and do a leak test. I just want to see if I did a good job tightening all these PEX connectors. there's a leak. Where's it coming from? There's no rubber seal in this one, so yes, I had a leak. All right, let's do this leak test again. Well, I think we're good this time, but now you can see why it's a good idea to do a leak test first. Because once the water heater's in, that access hole is only about a 10 by 10. I wasn't able to find another flexible water line in my truck, so I'm just going to have to use one for the cold, and then I've attached a piece of PEX to the water heater. Then I'm going to hook that right in there. It'll be a little bit harder because the access hole isn't big, but I think I can still do it. I did have to carve this out a little bit too. This was not quite tall enough to get this water heater in here. Had to break out the multi-tool. I need that, I need this. Right here. Let's see, looks like I just have to, that's about as close as I can get it. I know with the Girard tankless water heater, you generally have to push this all the way to the right to get the door to work out, but with this one, I've marked out my center here. That's my center hole, and it looks like this guy likes to go in centered. It doesn't like to go to the right or the left. So I'm going to go ahead and put some butyl tape around here and screw this onto the wall here. It looks like there isn't going to be any wood behind this or this though for this to screw to. I'll just have some screws on the top and on the bottom. Okay, so now I've got butyl on the sides here, and then I put butyl on the top over these holes. Just got to get this perfectly centered, right about there. Okay. Yeah, now we'll just go ahead and screw that in on the top and the bottom. As I said before, there's no wood to screw these side holes to, but the top and the bottom will be good enough. So that's what I ended up doing with the hot up there. You can see I've got the PEX on the top, and I've got my braided hoses on the bottom. I wanted to use the braided hose everywhere, but I couldn't because I was short one piece. That hose that was missing a rubber gasket, that was out of a package right from the factory, so unfortunately that is how it was delivered. Okay, I've got my leak tester here. And I just turned on the propane, so I can get back there. Looks like we're good. I'm not detecting any leaks. Zeros on the meter. After I pushed it in, I realized that these holes here, they're in lines with the holes right back there too, so I had to take out those screws on the top and the bottom, then I'm going to put them back in here. All this, the screws have to go in last. I just figured that out. So now my positive and negative are done. I'm down to running these thermostat wires into the RV. I don't know where this thermostat's going yet. Probably going to involve a little bit of drilling, but I'm going to go ahead and start working on that next. Now I'm going to turn on the hot water and see how long it takes to get this thing up to temp. Let's come into the bathroom here, fire up that sink, and see what the thermometer is saying. 105, 107, 113, 116, 120. This definitely heats up faster than the Girard tankless water heater. A lot faster. All right, guys. Hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.